Well, even just on the road up, Christian, either side of that road, for about 3 hours before we got to Bosongo, all we were seeing was mile after mile of burnt and abandoned villages. And those villagers are fleeing here to Bosongo, but Bosongo is a pretty flimsy refuge because the Seleka militiamen are in command of Bosongo, and the African force, the FOMAC, that's supposed to be holding them at bay, it doesn't yet have that needed mandate to protect civilians. So even just having spent a few hours here, you do get this sense of such a tense standoff, Christian.
Nima, there is going to be a Security Council resolution. Everybody expects it to be approved. They will beef up the role of the African force and obviously with the French in the lead. Do people have trust? Are they waiting for a force to get there?
Well, many people are out in the bush. You know, we spoke about these tens of thousands displaced. About 35,000 are here. A further over 100,000, nobody even really has very solid numbers, are hiding somewhere out there. MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières, which is the only aid organization that's going out there, they say that whenever they try and get to people, most of them flee. But when they finally see someone who's trying to help, they clap, they sing, they chant. And I think that's the expectation, that when finally, if they can bring themselves to believe that after all these months, help might be on its way, people here are just going to be absolutely ecstatic. But it's not just a matter of getting the resolution, it's then getting those French troops up here and getting them out into those really difficult to reach areas.
Now, you describe burnt out huts and a wasteland there. You've covered a lot of these issues and stories in Africa. What is this reminding you of now? What have you seen to compare with this?
I have to say, I'm from Sudan, and I covered Darfur for years, and this just felt so chillingly reminiscent. Going up, seeing that completely abandoned countryside, and then even here in Bosongo, in the camp, again, it sounds very similar. The men can't leave the camp because they're scared of the Seleka militias, so it's the women who are going out to collect the firewood. They're the ones who are at the most risk in this situation, because the men simply can't afford to go out and be targeted and leave their families without a father. All of that, for me, it gives me goosebumps. It sounds so much like what we saw in Darfur, except here, if that resolution goes through, then there might be a chance for the people waiting to find out that the world maybe could be coming to save them.